Well, hello, guys. Do you see my point of creation? Hey, guys, this is Daniel Alexander Cannon here on the Supernatural Show. And just being a little funny there, but also at the same time, actually, the eye is a point of creation, it's an observation point of creation. Do another very detailed video about what I'm saying when I say that a point of creation. It has to do with the eye of the storm and how creation is created, destruction and creation, really. But I'm going to do that here real soon. We've already got quite a few people here, and today, what we're going to do here in just a moment to kind of give everybody a chance that's in here early, a fair shot. We're going to do a call-in show today. Shannon, my co-host, may show up here in a little bit. She had a few obligations, and I'm even running behind, of course, today as well. But yeah, she may show up, pop in here at any moment. Um, but I wanted to go ahead and get going because I'm behind. So we're going to do a call-in show from y'all guys. So I'll be putting up the number here in just a moment, and you might want to have a pen ready. And if you've got it ready, I'll go ahead and give you the first portion of the number if you haven't saved it yet from a previous show. It's 512-647-1431. And then there's a PIN number that you have to punch in. Okay, and I'll give you that PIN number here in just a few minutes, and I'll show you that phone number with the PIN number again here in just a few minutes. What we're doing today is we're wanting to hear your supernatural stories. The only qualifications is that it has to be true and that it has some element of supernatural to it. Okay, supernatural can mean a lot of things. I've got a little button here that I can pick that kind of gives some examples of that, like miracles, ghosts, angels, Bigfoot, portals, UFOs, near death experiences, out of body stuff, apparitions, demon possession, precognition, visions, sleep paralysis. And that's really a small list of what can be considered to be supernatural. It's anything outside of the normal of natural. Um, and so that's what we're going to do is have the lines open up very, very quick here and let y'all guys, if there's anybody out there wants to call in. I've got a lot of stories I could still read. I know some of you have your stories, uh, quite a few extra stories in with me right now. And I've just been busy with a few other videos, including one that it's not quite released yet, that I'll be releasing either by tonight or tomorrow for sure. It's not for this channel. It's for my other channel. You should likely know what that channel is, Logic Before Authority, and that video will be over there. And it's going to talk about September the 23rd and the significance of that date for many reasons. Uh, but it's not, you could say it's supernatural, but it's not really a topic for this show in the format that I've got set up on this show. So it's going to be over there, you know. Okay. You guys like my hairstyle today. Got all my hair tied up a big knot, top knot kind of thing. So, well, look, why don't we go ahead and get going with the call in? If you have a story that you've been wanting to tell, or you just have a story that is supernatural, you can call in that number, and you're going to make sure you need to write down that PIN there, because once you call the number, it's going to ask you for that PIN 756-568-980. Just 1 second, guys. Okay. All right. Everything's all right. So, yeah, we're going to do that, okay? And ain't got nobody there quite yet. We're just getting the people coming in the room, of course. What we're doing today, guys, is a call-in show. It's just going to be y'all guys' stories. So if you've been wanting to call in, this is an opportunity for you to come and tell your story. You don't have to say who you are. You're not showing your face. All you're doing is just making a phone call and punching in that PIN number, which puts you into my, you know, puts you in here with me so you can talk to me. And then that's when I'll punch up. I'll go ahead and do that. Uh, Punch up the screen where y'all guys will be at. Here we go. Yeah, kind of like that. And y'all guys will be a guest on the show with me here today, and we'll talk about the supernatural, your experiences, not my experiences today, but your experiences, because this show is ultimately it's really about y'all guys. It's really about uh, one learning your experiences from you, so that everybody can hear them, and that everybody also can share their experiences of the supernatural. And I know out of the people that are in here right now watching this, there are certainly things that you would consider supernatural that have happened in your life. I also know that many people are nervous about talking in public, but you just have to understand you're just going to be talking to me, and I'm sure that you can talk to me, and that I can talk to you. So we'll give everybody a few more minutes here to do that, and you can also, if you just want to go submit your story at the website instead of calling in like this, you can just go to the supernatural.show and click on submit story, and it'll do that. While we're waiting, maybe what we'll do is I'll take you over to the website and I'll show you around a little bit. I am logged in, okay, because you have to log in order to be able to see certain things on the website. Okay, we'll just go page by page basically for a minute. If you're logged in, you'll be able to see this page, which is called the TSS store, which stands for the Supernatural Show Store. Okay, and if you come down, you will notice that you have there's actual products on the website at this point. There's going to be more, and it's going to be something we're going to be doing, and having these products available. It's a way to support the show, as well as it's a way with some of the different products coming out. It's a way that, for you to be able to show and tell the truth out in public without having to say a word. But if you're interested in helping support the show, there's cool things on here, such as notebooks, you know, that you can get. Not the cheapest notebook in the world, but unfortunately, I guess the printing must be a little expensive on that one or something. We've got onesies. We've got bags. We've got all kind of stuff in here, and there's going to be a lot more. I'm just kind of, it's not even close to finished yet. Just kind of showing you around here. Got some what looks like ping pong paddles, and a grilling, like a chef's grilling thing that you have on when you're grilling or cooking, that kind of thing. We got a number of other kind of things, and this is just a sample of what's there. I like the video background of the store itself superimposed in there. That's kind of cool, right? And of course, we have the page where you can go and submit observations. If you haven't been here in a little while, you'll notice that we've got the wobble study, okay, which is for people to be able to submit if they feel the ground wobbling under their feet anywhere in the world. this started based on the East Coast of the United States wobbling, but I would like to see the wobbling from all locations. And you might think, well, don't you need more information than is here, like your state and your location? Well, actually, I get a fair amount of additional information when you fill out that form. It tells me basically what state you're in. It tells me your IP address and a couple other things like that. So I can use those data points to be able to put together a map and show on a map uh, where all the reports are coming from. And yes, we are getting quite a bit of reports. And as a member as well, you're going to be able to see a member of the website. And it's free at this point. It is still free. And if you sign up now, it'll be free for life. You'll be a founding member. But what we're going to do is all this data that comes in here, it automatically is fed into a spreadsheet. Okay. And that spreadsheet puts together all the data. That was just Shannon saying that she's almost home and is going to try to come in here in just a little bit. But today's going to be kind of a short show because I'm not really feeling that great today, to be honest with you. But anyways, we've got the dragon study and the wobble study. The dragon study, it has to do with the fifth dimensional dragons. And if you don't understand what that is, you should go back and look at a couple of previous videos on this channel. And then we've got the black goo study, okay, where if you're noticing, if you'll go over to my channel, Logic Before Authority, and look at the last video, for instance, you'll see it's talking about black goo. And it's a conversation with a gentleman that has found this stuff in a pool after a rainstorm. And we're trying to determine different locations of where this stuff is being found, because it is being found, and it's very disturbing, to be quite honest with you. But that's the three observation studies we have going right now. And of course, we have the submit story, which is where you can submit your story. Okay. You just simply come in here, put in your name or nickname, your email, and your phone, and whether you'd be willing to tell your story live on air or not. And then just come in here and type in your story. You can also attach a file, like if you've got a video or photos or something, you can attach them there. It has to be a fairly short video. I'm working on getting that upgraded or workaround solution. It has to be a maximum of 15 megabytes, which is good for photos, but for video, that's kind of small. And you can also upload it somewhere if you want to, and just put the URL right here. You see. Okay. And let's check back right here real quick and make sure I'm not missing anybody that has called in yet, and I have not. So let's go over here. I'm going to show you the blog because we have I put out another brand new blog post today, and it's called the Eastern USA Wobble and Boom Phenomenon, which is kind of what I was talking about a minute ago. And you can go in and see the history of this story, at least from my perspective, okay? Yeah. And there's videos in there and some photos and that kind of thing. And the same thing goes for the fifth dimensional dragon bit my neck. And so you can come here and check out the blog. And when you're a member, you'll get notified when there's new blog posts. And here very soon, we're going to have our own app. So you'll be able to actually just like going on and pulling up YouTube, you'll be able to go on your phone, push one button, and pull up the Supernatural Show. So we're going to have our own app very, very soon here. Okay. Let's see. We got show schedule. The schedule right now is still not, I haven't gotten it nailed down yet because my situation is still too unstable. Planning on doing some classes and stuff where I'm going to get into some things. Haven't started that yet. We've got, as a member, you've got shared galleries and various other things as a member as well when you go into those. But that's a little tour of the website for today. Like I said, today I'm just not feeling it so good. I think I ate something earlier that didn't agree with me, and it's got me a little sideways and a little off. So, but I would still love to talk to you if you're out there and you'd like to call in and tell us your supernatural story. I'll put that number back up again. And yeah, and also on the homepage here, this is the homepage. This shows you where this will give you links to like my Rumble uh, page for the Supernatural show. YouTube, of course, BitChute, Rumble, and YouTube are probably the number one ones. I also have one on Facebook that I do stream the videos to most of the time as well. I'm starting to do some things with some of these other ones right now. And then at the bottom of these pages are where you can contribute to support the work that I'm trying to do. And, um, well, I would say this, I do need your support because when you do what I've done for the last 12 years, put it this way, they work against you. They try to shut you down in many ways. And it makes it pretty difficult, to be quite honest with you. But thank God that I have y'all guys, my brothers and sisters out there that appreciate this work, and y'all guys stay behind me and continue to survive. So that's a good thing, right? So anybody out there got a story you want to tell? I see you in there. Yeah. Well, not really. Kind of just joking, but you know, I'm just not feeling that good, guys. And one of those days where you just not feeling it. But I do appreciate y'all guys, and I know that y'all guys are a lot of you are going through in different ways, tough situations, and everything as well. So I know I'm not the only one that's not feeling well or having tough situations in their life. That's an absolute truth because I know the time we're in right now. And I'm getting ready to put out a video here probably tomorrow. It's going to be dealing with. Well, we have a we have a guest. Well, hello,
Hello.
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 What's
I
up?
quit.
You must have uh, been like Superwoman or something other. Yeah.
Some
Must
days I feel like it.
right.
Not gonna lie, but I'm not.
Yeah. I wouldn't. I'm kind of almost in a daze today. I don't feel that great today, and I was just talking to them about that and stuff. And I told them you said you probably pop in here in just a little bit.
Yeah, I've been listening till right about till I got on
Oh, okay.
attention. Yeah,
Right.
I understand. I'm in. It's been a rough couple weeks, So I got you,
hmm
but we're
So,
here. Yay.
well, feel free to share anything you like until we happen to have a caller, or if we don't, that's okay too. We don't have to have a caller every time, but we like callers.
Right.
And I've got the lines open there for y'all guys to call in. So if you are there and you want to call in and talk to me and Shannon, you can do that. All you got to do is call that number. Now we're looking for people to call in that have something supernatural and true that's happened in their life. So I was just sitting outside just a little bit ago, and a thunderstorm came through right in front of me out over the ocean, and whew, man, it had a lot of lightning in it. I mean, just one pow, 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 like fireworks going off. It was intense. And now a whole nother line of storms are coming right now.
It's pretty crazy. I mean, aside from the fires in Maui, we have fires in Oregon and Louisiana now. And there's a lot of activity happening right now. Um, I don't know. Did you get a chance to touch in a little bit on the black goo?
I haven't gotten into the subject on here too much yet. I did, of course, on my other channel, but I haven't gotten into it on here quite yet. What I want to do is I'm trying to get a hold of um, Mike, I think it is, or maybe that ain't it. But anyways, I'm trying to get a hold of the gentleman that contacted me and get him on the show. And I'm pretty sure he said he would come and have a chat with us, and just we'll have him set up to come in probably on the next show. I would think something like that. And then I thought we could get into depth, and plus I'd be ready and have things put together. You might say.
Well, if you guys haven't had a chance to check out Logic Before Authorities video and with the caller, I know you already mentioned it, but you guys definitely should do that and catch up so we can have a really in-depth conversation about that.
Yeah.
Subject matter I'm very versed in. So
Yeah, Shannon's chomping at the bit to jump on that one, and we're going to. Here's the this is the weather map for the East Coast right now.
wow.
Those are lightning strikes,
Wow.
non-stop lightning strikes.
Interesting.
This
That's
is a mapping system where all of the show you a little secret if I can here. Yeah. Okay. See all those lines?
yes.
Those are monitoring stations that are ran by individuals like you and me, and that connect up to this mapping system. And they connect. What happens is they can sense a lightning strike anywhere that it happens in the world. The interesting thing is that they can see all the way around the world, or should we say, all the way across the world, because this technology is line of sight.
Right.
The antenna systems that all these guys have put up are all line of sight. Um, they can't see around the curve, but yet they can see into Russia and China and Japan, and you can see out in Africa. You know, they can see everywhere. So a little hint of information there for some of you.
Sounds a little bit like, some interesting theories that might have some truth to it on there.
Uh huh.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if we were in a world, it not a well, you know what I'm talking about, but a WHIRLED world that was not a ball like what they like to describe, because these sensors are sensing things that are across the oceans, lightning strikes that are across the oceans, and on the other side of a ball. It's impossible because all these sensors that censor this, because this is a public run site. This site isn't controlled or ran by the government or the weather systems. This is a private community project site, and all these people, where you see all these lines leading back to points, like over here in Hawaii. There's people in Hawaii that have monitoring stations that are monitoring and looking for lightning strikes. See, like that one coming across it, it's seeing it. It's seeing those in the United States, and it's catching them. But it has to be line of sight in order for the system to work. So, therefore, this is all the proof someone would really need in order to understand we don't live on a ball. I don't get into that conversation that much because the water has gotten so muddied, and I'm not as concerned about the flatness as I am the world nature of it, because that's the much bigger picture. for me anyways, that we live in the eye of the storm. And I prefer to talk about that side of it, you might say. So that's definitely a supernatural aspect of something, I would say.
That's right.
um, let's see here. Let's check our, make sure I ain't missing nobody. I think nobody ain't feeling good today. Nobody wants to talk. You had a bad day yesterday. My bad day's kind of today. I ain't feeling that great. And other people I'm noticing are just not feeling it today. It makes me wonder more things.
Right. You
You know,
know, the energy level all over the place is very heightened right now. I mean, very, very heightened all over the world. And there's been a lot of interesting things that have happened in other countries that are
hey, Shannon,
escalating.
can you can you hold on for just a second?
You
Can
got,
you handle the show for just a second?
yeah.
I'll be right back.
So, that being said, I know that everybody's feeling the energy shift. It's getting more intense, things are getting more difficult. What I find funny is, I keep getting sent videos that talk about how, oh, finally they're talking about aliens and, admitting things and all of that, but nobody cares because things are just so tough. And I feel like that's a big part of just the energy shift of things building. And I feel like, you know, it's important to be ready for whatever's coming in that regard. But that being said, hope you guys are all having a good day. Um, just trying to fill up some space. Anybody want to make a phone call? Got a story? I see some good comments up here. Maybe I will check the comment section. This one says, I don't know if Daniel is reading this, but if there was a place I could send him the video, I would be willing to do that. It was very active graphene oxide, also known as black goo. So we have another comment on that, which I know he brought up earlier where you can send that
Mhm.
information. So I'm going to go ahead and put up here where you can submit that video, and that's all your information on it. So we can go over it when we get more in depth on that subject matter. And he's taking you right there, just to remind you.
The Black Goo study. Just punch in all your information there. Attach your video. Attach your photos. Or attach a link to the video. If it won't take your video, you'll have to attach a link to your video, which isn't that difficult to make happen. Or let me know that you want to email it to me, and we can do that too. There's multiple ways to work it out. The forums just make it easy, and the forums also something I'm setting up, Shannon, is all these forums will have their own database that they're going to be connected with. It's basically, most of them will be spreadsheet type databases. And every time somebody submits these into the system, it'll automatically be put into the database. I won't even have to touch it. And and then that database will be available on the website for members that'll be able to go in and see all of them that are updating to the literal minute that they're up, that the when the form is submitted, it'll automatically be on that update sheet. And so when you go there, you're going to get the most updated information about whether it be the wobble study or the dragon study or the black goo study as well. All of those are going to be all set up automatic, and we are going to be reading those live on air as well here, starting very soon too. Because well, we want y'all guys to know what the people are saying because that is what this show is about. It is about the people. So we have to keep that keep reminding people that it is about the people.
Right. Hold on one second. We have this one comment that I just kind of wanted to address. Gina, always a VIP. I wish you were using StreamYard. I have no need for a phone. Hugs and kisses. Well, don't worry, because again, you can be a guest on our show if you would like to contact Daniel or one of us on email or anything and let us know, because we do happen to use StreamYard. So you don't have to call in if you really, really want to be on with us. So just letting you know.
Yeah, because we in fact are on StreamYard right now. She might be referring to a different stream website like Stream Live or something like that. I'm not sure, but that's literally what we're using right now is StreamYard to stream this live to YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook. All three at one time is live right now, and we're going to increase to about twice or three times that here in the next probably a week, I would say.
Right.
I called a few times, was on hold, don't know what's going on. Okay, I might have messed up. That might be what's going on.
He's
Let
trying
me let me go here and take a look.
now.
I might have gotten the PIN number wrong. I've done it before. Let's look and see. PIN 756-568-980. That is the correct PIN. 756-568-980. Aha! I just heard a knock. So apparently it's coming through now. And the phone number is correct also, obviously. So maybe you dialed the wrong number, but we've got a caller. So let's see who's here. You ready? Everybody ready?
Yeah.
This could go anywhere. It could get out of control. Hello.
Hey,
This is Daniel.
hey Daniel. Hey, I
Hey,
just
buddy.
tried it again and it worked this time.
Oh, good. Whew, thank goodness. Well, I'm glad you're calling, man. You're live on the show right now.
Yeah,
Who am I?
yes, nobody got time for that.
Who am I speaking with? First name would be good.
This is Mike.
Mike. Okay, Mike.
This is
I'm
Mike.
just plugging it in so that way we can show the word
Yeah.
Mike and make it all fancy looking
Okay.
on here. See now it says caller's name Mike.
Hey, yeah, I'm over here in Arizona. I'm just about an hour south of the Grand Canyon on the west side here.
Okay.
And I'll just get into the story. I'm 53 years old. I'm a retired firefighter.
Okay. Right.
But I guess I'll get into it quick. But anyhow, the date was even crazy. It was on 12/2/21. Yeah, earlier that day I
12/2/21.
saw a video from BP Earth. Well,
BP Earthwatch.
I saw a video from BP Earth.
Oh, I know.
Uh-huh.
It said there'd be a good chance we could see a comet in the northwest sky that night.
Okay.
So later, it was only about 8:30 at night, and I remembered. I told my wife. I grabbed my binoculars. I said, "Hey, let's go outside, see if we can see that comet."
Uh-huh. And this was back on the 21st of December. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it was on the 2nd. It was 12/2/21.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So you went outside to film a comet.
Yeah, well, I even have a P900 camera, but I didn't take it outside with me. I just took binoculars.
Okay.
But we were out there for probably about 30 seconds, and then I noticed in the northwest sky it looked like a falling star. I caught in my peripheral vision,
Uh-huh.
and I saw a couple of them.
Uh-huh.
And so, anyways, I put my binoculars up, and it was about a quarter mile away. It was a big cactus blocking the bottom part of it.
Okay.
It was about 200 feet. It was about 200 feet in the air, and I'm staring at it, and I'm like, "What am I looking at?" Like it looked like a dragon. I kept watching it with my
Okay.
binoculars, and then it wasn't blocked by the cactus anymore, and I could see it was a huge dragon just flying right over the town.
When you say it looked like a dragon, describe what makes you make it. Describe the attributes that made you think dragon.
Saying it looked just like a classic dragon.
You mean like
it was the size of a real dragon? Yeah. It was real.
I believe you. I
And
believe
then,
you. I mean, if you've seen it, you've seen it. And I know there's lots of supernatural things happening.
Yeah, I couldn't believe I was seeing it. My wife saw it too. She's not here right now, but I could see it just slowly flying, and I could see it kind of looking back and forth.
And this is
described
down
it to my wife.
and this is down south of the Grand Canyon, or southwest of the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, just south of it. It's called Kingman, Arizona.
Well, that could have something to do possibly with why the Grand Canyon is off limits to so many things. You know, it's just absolutely off limits
Yeah.
because, and it's a
Yeah, I've been
huge
going-
piece of property.
Yeah, this state's been closing in around me my whole life, man. I used to be able to go all over the place, but it's just been, you can't go anywhere anymore.
Right.
Mm.
You know, you can't.
But yeah, it was so crazy. When you see something like that, it's like when you crash your motorcycle and everything goes into kind of slow motion.
Mhm.
It's just like hyper record mode, man. And I'd probably watch it for a good 20 seconds, but then a big tree blocked the view, and I was gonna run in and get my camera and come back out, but I just thought, man, I've seen enough. I don't want that thing looking at me.
How far away would you say it was?
I'd say it was about not quite a quarter mile away, but it was like 200 feet in the air.
And how
it was
how
only-
large would
it was
you
only-
judge it to be?
I would say about the size of like a large private jet, like a big private jet.
Okay.
Not like a 747, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And you could see like the neck area and the wings and what all could you
Yeah,
see?
I've seen it all.
You've seen it all.
Yeah, it had a long neck, and it just looked around. And it was December, but that thing didn't look cold at all.
Right. Well, they might have a different kind of blood system if something like that's actually still
It was just
exists
crazy.
in this world, or whether that was some kind of glitch in the matrix, or somehow it got across the veil or something. It's hard to understand,
Yeah,
but you know that's why we're talking about these things, is because we need to. If you've seen it, then dang it, it needs to be said, and it's because if you've seen it, that means they're out there, and people have caught them in thunderstorms before.
I know there's
It's just crazy. And then right after that, every time I've never even been on TikTok before, but every time I opened my phone up to turn it on, there was this video. It looked like a real dragon this lady took flying at the phone. It just popped up every time. I don't even know why. It is crazy.
I seen a video. Matter of fact, I did some work on one time. Probably will be here again soon, but I did some work looking at this video where this person filmed it, and it looked like a dragon was. I mean, it was clearly looked like a dragon sitting inside of a thunderstorm, but there's.
Oh, I saw that.
But some of the people,
looked ginormous, though.
yeah, huge, ginormous, but some of the people made comments like, "Well, how could it be? It's not even really flapping its wings. How could it be up there?" And I actually have answers to some of the questions people have. They don't realize that a supercell thunderstorm creates its own gravity. The more intense you go towards the center of the flow of air, the toroidal flow of the air that normally will sometimes create a tornado, A supercell thunderstorm disturbs the gravity field around wherever it goes. The same thing with a really strong hurricane. Like you see, like tractor trailers and trains and stuff that get sucked up into a thunderstorm, and they just like they're floating around out there, and then fall. It's because the toroidal field that exists in the eye of a storm like that creates its own gravity field, and the normal gravity that is holding that Mack truck to the ground doesn't exist anymore because of the spin of the toroidal field, which is why I say it isn't that hard to imagine that we exist in the eye of a storm, the big storm, where the gravity is what holds us in our reality where we're at, even our land and everything that we perceive. It's all perfect. And I also think that we're going to see more things like that, where people are going to witness supernatural things that are going to show up inside of thunderstorms, and particularly the big storms that are spinning up on land that are getting more and more looking like a toroidal storm or hurricane on land. If they can spin up and get strong enough, they'll produce their own environment and their own point of creation, and might allow some weird things to go on, just kind of like that dragon that we were talking about. But there was no storm where you seen what you seen, right?
Yeah, no, it was perfectly clear. And what I don't even have a computer anymore. I tried to get online and look at the old like Doppler radar, for that night.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if they archive it anywhere, but I can tell you where to look if you know how to find it. And you could probably see it on the radar. I don't know. I wasn't able to find it. I don't know if they hide that stuff or get rid of it. I don't know.
The matter of them actually even finding it probably would be hard, but as far as us finding it, we might be able to. But for them to notice it in the moment that it's happening, it would probably be pretty difficult. But who knows what their technologies are?
I was just talking about the archives if we were able to go in and look at it, but I haven't found a place that I could look at it.
Well, if you'll send me an email, go on the website, and my email is there on the website on the contact me page, and just send me an email, or either go in or submit a story if you want to and submit it there. And what I'll do is I'll respond and ask you some questions about the location, and you can go ahead and put some of that in there if you want to, and I'll take a look, because I do have quite a bit of resources I can reach out to. And we'd like to know, because this dragon thing, most of the things that we've heard about in history, that like the myths as they call them, or the Greek mythology and all that, I think there's a lot of that stuff that was real, and it's going to come again, because we're entering that period now again in the cycle, the grand spin of the heavens.
What was so crazy about it at the time too, I was actually, there's a couple of days before that, I was in my head thanking God for what I haven't seen, because, when you're diving into the truth, man, you just try to see everything, and I was kind of thanking him for, things I haven't seen, and then he shows me that.
Wow.
It was just crazy.
You did mention, though, right, that BP Earth had said that there was a comet around that time, right?
Well, yeah, that's what got me outside to look up. But I never saw I never did see the comet. All I saw was a dragon. I forgot all about the comet. I was gonna grab my P900 camera, but then all I could picture is when I opened the back door, that thing would be standing there looking at me, and I just left it alone.
You weren't sure you wanted to go open that door, huh? That would be a freaky door to open, no doubt.
Isn't there something in like Chinese myth too about a lady who came upon a dragon around the time of a comet and brought them knowledge. I find that interesting, like the connection that maybe even that there was a draw from this creature from the comet. Seen some footage too of around volcanoes. Maybe it has some
It
kind
may be.
of connection.
I'm kind of looking now.
The date was just too weird, you know. It was like A, B, 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 A. And then something had me look up 666 days later, and that falls on this September 29th, and it's looks like a new moon or a full moon. Yeah, and September 29th will be 666 days.
Wow.
Well, I don't know if there's anything to it. We'll see.
Right. Well, we don't know, but we're interested in looking, and that was a good catch too, Shannon, because you never know what's a coincidence or what's not, and we should make a mental note of man seen dragon when there was a comet in the sky, supposedly.
On a very strange date in
Right.
those lines. I know there's a
The day before, my mom was talking about getting our old Super 8 projector out and looking at the old home movies, you know, with the old projector. And the first thing that popped in my mind is we had an old cartoon when I was little that I used to watch, and it was Michael fighting the dragon. So I told her, I said, hey, we can watch that dragon, you know, and I'd never been into dragons or anything, you know. It was just too weird.
That's interesting.
I tend to think, like we were saying a minute ago, that a myth comes from something. It's a remnant memory of humanity, of a bloodline that has that memory that is reaching way back in time. Because most of the time, you know, we all would assume that everything is always the same. Nothing ever changes. There's never an end. There's never a beginning. There's never a time when things can happen that other times they could not. And that's exactly the opposite of how I feel right now. I think that, I think that everything's cyclical and everything has its time, that when it comes. And I can't help it, but Go ahead.
I had one other weird thing happen.
Okay, go for it.
It was probably around 2015 or 14, or no, it was probably 2015. But we were coming back from the lake up there at Meade, you know, just at the mouth of the canyon.
Yep, I know what you're talking about.
And we had this big deck boat that I couldn't even see with the mirrors, you know, behind us. But we were coming back late at night. There wasn't, and you could see for miles. We're driving right by. It's called Red Lake. It's like a big dry lake, and you could see there was no cars anywhere for miles in front or behind. Anyways, we're just driving by that dry lake bit. Next thing I know, there's blue lights flashing. I'm being pulled over by the cops. There's blue lights everywhere. I'm like, what the heck? And then we got two boys, and they were with us, and my wife. So then I end up stopping, but then everybody was just freaked out, and they didn't even want me to get out of the car. But I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And I pulled the truck over. There was not a car, anything around. But it was just so weird, and that's all that was. But
so you're saying there was blue lights everywhere, and you pulled over and tried to see what was going on, and there was nothing there?
Yeah, it was like right over behind. It was like behind us or right above us. It was just lit up the ground all around the front of us, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It was like you were getting pulled over by the cops, but a lot brighter.
But there was no
I thought,
cop?
where'd this guy come from, you know? No, there wasn't anybody.
Oh, boy.
So I thought, where'd this guy come from?
That sounds like...
yeah, that was before.
That sounds like something out of the movie, the what was it called? The Third Kind, or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that
yeah,
Steven Spielberg.
God's really been waking me up.
The what now?
I said, ever since, yeah, God's really been opening my eyes and waking me up.
No, that's why I keep telling people you got to pay attention. You're missing stuff that's important that's happening around you.
Lucky I found you way back right after Candy Soup that I found you.
Candy?
And I was showing all my friends, but they didn't want to. They didn't want to know. So
yeah, a lot of people don't want to know. They just want to live in that fantasy. That's not me.
Man, I thought everybody wanted to know, but nobody wants to know anything.
Well, not everybody. Not nobody wants to know, but there's just not that large of a number that really wants to know. You know, even the people that think they want to know, they're still believing in billionaire heroes that are going to save them. And unfortunately, I don't believe in that. You know, yeah. But well, man, thank you so much. If you have anything else you wanted to talk about as far as supernatural goes, be more than happy to listen to anything else.
Yeah, that's about the only one I got to this right now. But
okay, well, if you
think
crazy,
I had to tell you, if you saw a dragon and didn't tell me, I wouldn't like that.
Exactly. Yeah. But I was serious about you contacting me so that way we can do a little historical data study and see if we can happen to find anything anomaly wise. Because what if we could go back and look and we actually found something? That would be a trip.
I was trying to look for it right now and find it's allowing me to. I'm like, I know.
And the look of it, it looked like it was gray as far as I could tell, but it was, it was pitch black.
Right.
I mean, it was dark, but it looked like it was probably gray. And then, like I was saying, it looked like a classical dragon. It didn't have all the jagged points or anything. It was pretty smooth.
Okay.
But it was, I don't know, just like a regular dragon.
Well, Mike, I want you to know I believe you, man. I do, because I know that I've seen so many things that are unbelievable that people would call me a liar or whatever but I know I see them. And so I know that there's other things that people see. So I believe you, bro. And I'm sure a lot of people out there do too. It's just, I can understand it's hard to believe something you've never seen. But me, I know how this world works. And I know some about it, but I know that all the myths through all these countries about dragons, and there's even evidence on the ground and in petrified remains of what looks like dragons.
Yes.
So to me, I'm like, I think they were here once, and I think you're going to come back, and we're going to see them again. And so you might have seen one. I mean, there's a few other people that have filmed something like that in the last 5 years or so. So you may have been one of the only people in the world that have seen one yet. And that's pretty freaking awesome. And now you've told thousands and thousands and thousands of people, because this video is going to be up for hopefully quite a while.
Gotcha.
Well, my brother, I appreciate it, my man. And thank you very much for calling us. I'm sorry?
Appreciate everything you do, man. That's bullshit. We're just hanging out there. We're just enduring this place. I don't watch movies. I don't listen to music. I don't let them entertain me at all.
You can't let them entertain you. You can analyze some of their stuff they have, which I do, because you can find things in it. Yeah.
And I'm still lucky. I'm still blessed. My wife's been waking up with me, man. It's just been cool.
Wow. That's really cool.
Just rough, but cool,
Because sometimes that can break marriages because one person refuses to wake up,
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It took a while, but she started seeing everything, and boy, she's going now.
Yeah, once it finally clicks for them, they're like, holy moly, he might be right. Make sure to write into me, bro. Make sure to write into me and make sure sometime give us a call back again sometime when you think of another something special that you want to call and tell us about. But if we can track down any kind of data on what you've seen that night, you never know. We won't know until we look.
That's right.
That would be cool because I knew it would be on radar.
Well, if it is,
But hey, thanks a lot.
we'll find it. All right, buddy. I look forward to your email.
Thank you for calling in.
And keep enduring. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, buddy. Thank you very much, too.
God bless.
God bless you.
Okay.
Take care. And I
God
believe
bless
you.
you guys.
And Shannon believes you, too.
Okay.
I do. I'm gonna find out all that information about that myth because I've seen it a bunch of times, but Google's hiding it from me right now. I wonder why.
Yeah, go to DuckDuckGo. Sometimes you can have a little better. You can definitely find things there you can't find, and there's other ways to find things as well. The best way to find things is to ask the people. Once you get a broad enough reach, the people will tell you the truth. Just like we're talking about dragons in various different ways and stuff, and here comes this gentleman calling in saying, "I seen one fly by my house, and he was a couple of 100 feet above the ground, and it looked just like a typical dragon." I mean, isn't that amazing? I mean,
That's awesome.
eyewitness testimony of seeing a dragon fly. Now we can ignore that. We can assume he's a liar if we wanted to. But what if the man's telling the truth?
I have many, many friends and family members who I'm sure are super jealous right now because that's, right up their alley. Like,
Yeah.
want to see one all their lives. So, to
We
prove
just spoke to an eyewitness that's going to email us and give us the location.
people.
I could have swore I just felt the ground move. That was weird.
That is weird.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
But-
I'm not sure how you're feeling there, but
Me?
yeah, I gotta.
I'm all right, but I'm not that all right. We're actually an hour in, so I'm going to go ahead and probably call the show for the rest of it today. Luckily, we had an awesome dude, Mike, call in and save our rear end and told us an amazing story, a dragon. He's literally seen one, and I don't think the man's going to call in and just make that up.
No.
I believe in him, and in my mind, just put it this way. In my mind, I'm being told they're real and they exist, and they're coming back, and we'll see them again, and it's going to be an awful weird thing.
It's just like, how things are opening up and things are coming out all over the place. So, but I'm going to find that myth because I swear she came in on a comet and it had a dragon and something about a pearl. And it's why China's all into dragons and the lore, and so I'll look it up.
There's a reason, isn't there?
Yes.
There wouldn't be that much focus for thousands of years if they weren't expecting the dragons to come back, because there are people within those societies and our societies that has those history books, and they know the time in which they will come, and they know what's coming. They won't tell us, but they'll hint at it in movies and do kind of different things and stuff. But they don't want us to have the true knowledge. But that's what this show is about.
Yeah.
And so guys, we appreciate you being here today. I'm not feeling so great, so we're gonna have a little bit shorter of a show today, although we did do an hour, so that's pretty good. And we had an awesome caller, so I really appreciate that, Mike, and I hope you do go ahead and send me an email where we can look into that a little bit, because that's down the road of my topics right now.
He says, thanks again. Felt good to be able to share. Well, thanks.
Nice. I was going to say, too, if you're out there and you're watching a supercell thunderstorm getting off, please take out your phones and start recording those storms, because you have no idea the things that I feel that are going to show up in these storms. When it's a real strong storm with a lot of lightning, that's the one you want. If it's got a lot of lightning, and you can tell if it's got a lot of lightning by just coming and looking at this map. and you can see the lightning strikes in a storm that's coming towards you. Like me, I've got these storms in here to look at, and you can see like this storm here has got quite a bit of lightning that's popping off in it. You can use this map. It's called lightningmaps.org. And you can go there and you can use it and watch these storms as they're getting close. And if it's got a lot of lightning, film that sucker, because we're going to catch something in these storms one day, and we're going to show the world something that they've never seen. But we can only do it if y'all guys are our eyes, and if our eyes are your eyes, and our eyes are single in purpose. Right?
That's right.
With that being said, guys, I love you. Thank you, Shannon. I'm sorry I'm not feeling it too great.
Oh, it's okay. I got to tend to family needs, so it works out just fine. But I hope you feel better.
Yeah.
And I hope we all have a much better week. If not, we'll pray for strength and perseverance. And
Tomorrow's always another day.
right. And please share, like, subscribe. Let's beat those algorithms. Check out our merch store that he introduced to you guys today.
But you have to be a member in order to even get in the merch
Right.
store.
And
The membership is free.
we'll be updating some new stuff here soon on that, as soon as I can actually get on there. And all of that being said, what in the supernatural is going on?
Well, we can find out.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
All right. Come on. See you next time.